First up, I'd like to introduce Olivia Imran.
A wise man once said, "Sometimes you don't realize how good the good old days were until they're gone." Good morning, parents, teachers, families, and students. My name is Olivia Imran, and I have to say, my time here at Ladera was one of the most unique experiences I have ever had, and will always be a fond memory of mine. And looking back at these 6 years, I am so lucky to be at this school and have climbed to the top of the elementary school mountain. And middle school will be a new mountain to climb, and change will happen whether I want it to or not. However, a great man once said, "If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change." And since my journey here at Ladera was so whimsical, I thought I should share this amazing story with all of you. So sit down, get comfortable, and enjoy the story of all my wonderful adventures at Ladera. And as a kindergartner in Mrs. Goldenberg's class, I felt like the days were long, and like any kindergartner out there, I got bored by several things and would always look forward to recess. When I would walk down the halls with my fellow peers, I would occasionally peek into the 5th grade classroom with amazement. But like any kindergartner, I never realized that someday I would be there too. 1st grade was just as similar, with Mrs. Goldenberg as my wonderful teacher, and seeing the same classmates from kindergarten. 2nd grade, however, was different, because halfway through the year, COVID-19 hit and we went on lockdown. Unable to talk to anyone or socialize, I felt lonely. However, Miss Carr did everything in her power to talk to us, have separate Zoom meetings with her just if we were feeling lonely, and even extended the usual class time so we could talk with our peers. Thanks to Miss Carr, the transition from in-class to online wasn't that scary. And in 3rd grade, we were online the entire school year, and Mrs. Hertz was my teacher. Similarly to Miss Carr, Mrs. Hertz always made sure that we could interact with each other as much as possible, even giving all of us Play-Doh to make sure that we weren't stressed. We played fun games and still learned a lot at the same time. 4th grade, however, was a completely different story. Everyone got to come back to school and see Mrs. Hertz and my other classmates in person. It was great to finally see all my friends again, face to face instead of through a screen. We went on all sorts of fun excursions, including a field trip to a high school campus where we got to see a high school band perform all kinds of different songs. And we also went to a field trip to the Irvine Park Railroads, which was very informative. After all these amazing adventures, I thought my time at Ladera would never end. But little did I realize that my last year at Ladera was right around the corner. This last year here at Ladera was the most memorable year of my entire life. Mr. Warren was probably one of the best 5th grade teachers I could have ever asked for. He always made me smile with his dad jokes. I would brighten up the room just with his warm smile. 5th grade was also definitely my most basic year here too. I joined student council where I worked at the student store and counted money for our first ever penny war. I also got to join the robotics club and built a really cool claw bot, and we named him Bobby Jr. I even got to make a whole bunch of new friends who transferred from other schools. To conclude, while change may be something I fear, I need to face it head on. I would also like to say thank you to the amazing teachers and staff who supported me. I would like to say thank you to my parents who always encouraged me to shoot for the stars. I would like to say thank you to our amazing principal who's sadly leaving, but his legacy will always live on. And lastly, all my friends and classmates that you can see behind me who always stuck by my side. Thank you everyone for helping me out. And for the last time, we are Ladera Leopards and we show our spots roar. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. That was fantastic.